Hello, good people. Today I'm going to teach you about the skeletal system. It's what allows the human body to move, among other things. Without it, you would just be a puddle of flesh and organs on the floor. Now, I'm sure no one wants that, and if you do, then you probably need to see a therapist. Okay, back on topic. I'm going to talk about bones. For starters, how about a little did you know? Here goes. Blood is pumped in the heart, but it's actually made in the bones. That's just one of the various significant functions of the skeletal system. Also protects the organs of the body, gives you structure and support. Bone is made up of four layers. Perosteum, a thin dense membrane that contains nerves and blood vessels that nourish the bone, and I almost forgot, it's the outer surface. The next layer is compact bone. This part is smooth and very hard. Within compact bone are layers of cancellous, more commonly known as spongy bone. From its name, you've probably made a conclusion that it has the composition of a sponge. But remember, it's still very strong. Finally, we have the innermost part, the bone marrow, a thick jelly-like substance in which I hope you got all that because I'm moving on to the next category, the scientific names of the bones and if possible, ways to remember them. Okay, I'll start from the top. First we have the cranium, aka the skull, but you probably already guessed that because I said we'll start from the top. As we move down, we find the mandible as long as all of our teeth. Finally, one with a way to remember. Sort of. The collarbone's scientific name is clavicle. See, they both start with the letter C. Oh, here's another one. Connected to the back of the clavicle are scapulas, or what you would usually call shoulder blades. In our hands, we have what's commonly referred to as the funny bone, but its scientific name is the humerus, which is pretty self-explanatory if you ask me. Are the radius and ulna. Speaking of which, I broke my radius a few days ago, and beneath it are the phalanges, which are found in both finger and foot bones. Right here. In our chest we have the rib cage, where you'll find many organs protected by it, like the heart and lungs. In the lower half of the human body are stronger than concrete bones called femurs. They're responsible for holding our weight and are connected to the pelvis, which is connected to our spinal cord. Back here with the vertebrae, you see. Below the femurs are the tibia and fibia. Always remember that these two are connected to the tiny patella, and the tibia is always stronger. Oh, and finally, wait, I already told you about the phalanges. Well, then it's time for our final category. Are a pretty simple subject. Matter of fact, I say they're the easiest part of the skeletal system. Our wrists are a form of gliding joints. The elbow is a hinge joint. Next are pivot joints, which means they are only partially movable. Skulls are fixed joints, which means they're completely immovable, except for when you're a child. This is because a child's bones are still spread out. Yes, I know I'm not the greatest actor, but as long as I got the message through, my work here is done. I'd like to thank this book for giving me the information to make my video. I also like to thank Google Images for the photos used in the video, and Ask.com, and of course MacBook iMovie.